Will it be an uphill climb for Donald Trump to unite the GOP? And here's my question. Does he even have to win? Republican Congressman Chris Collins says he's seen the division firsthand. He calls it baffling and troubling today.
As I have said to more than one, are you voting for Hillary Clinton? And they say no. And I said, well, then you're voting for Donald Trump. No, I'm not going to vote. This is like the two President Bushes. How an elected official can message to America, don't vote. I find that embarrassing for them.
Joining me now for Real Talk on this, California Congressman Duncan Hunter, a Donald Trump supporter. So I guess that would be the other alternative for Republicans who are not going to get on the Trump train, is that they would simply be messaging out to constituents, don't vote.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, and I don't think it's going to happen, Gretchen. Here's what just happened. I'm a big boxing fan. This is like right after the big boxing fight. Both guys have talked trash, and now it's over. It's time to hug, and I think the hugging is going to happen. And I think you're going to see the majority of members of Congress come on board. But guess what? Donald Trump doesn't need members of Congress. Donald Trump doesn't need Paul Ryan. I mean, he's ran his campaign the way that he is as a person, as a man. That's what you're going to keep seeing. He's not going to change, and there's no reason for Donald Trump to change his policy view to match people that were not elected by the majority of the American people throughout the entire country.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about today, and I know you were inside of this meeting. I loved your boxing analogy. So what was the inside talk going on there?
Well, the Paul Ryan with the supporters meeting, or the Paul Ryan Trump meeting?
Well, either one. You pick first.
Well, we had about 8 of us together and talked to Speaker Ryan yesterday and said, hey, what's going on? Because frankly, we were confused. I was thinking that Paul Ryan would have done a kind of ceremonious endorsement of the Republican nominee as opposed to what he did. And I think it's a little bit of hubris. I think that the Republican message has been articulated by the Speaker of the House, because we haven't had a Republican nominee. So the Speaker of the House has been the leader of the Republican Party de facto until now. And I think that's kind of a shock for some guys here in the Washington, D.C. bubble, that they're no longer the articulators of the Republican message. It is going to be Donald Trump. No matter what you think of how articulate he is,
right.
He is the Republican Party leader right now because he won.
Yeah, I mean, he's presumptive, but yes. It looks as if he will actually get the nomination, of course. So in your mind, Trump has the leverage here. He's holding the cards. And then my second part of the question is what you alluded to just a few moments ago. Does it matter if he doesn't get everyone together?
Yes, he has the leverage, and no, I don't think it matters. And I think in the end, just like Chris Collins said, this is going to be a choice between Trump or Hillary Clinton. I mean, that's it in the end. So I don't think it matters who comes on board, who doesn't come on board. What matters in the end is that he gets more people to vote for him. And that's what we're shooting for in November. And once again, I think it actually helped Donald Trump when Paul Ryan did not endorse him. I think that helped him, because, I mean, that was Donald Trump saying is, hey, I am not D.C. establishment. I am not more of the same, of not getting anything done. I am someone from the outside who's ran companies. I've got a totally different take on this. So when a guy like Paul Ryan, who, I mean, I voted for Paul Ryan. I'm a Paul Ryan supporter for Speaker. But Paul Ryan was a think tank guy. He was a staffer here in D.C. Then he ran for Congress, and he's been in D.C. a long time.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that in terms of, but he's a policy guy, too. So I don't think that Trump needs that necessarily.
Okay. It's interesting, because I'm going to talk a little bit later on in the show about whoever thought Paul Ryan would be called establishment. I mean, he was like 110% conservative. More on that later. But in the meantime, Congressman Hunter, thank you for the Real Talk today.
Thank you.